Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to be talking about the DJI Neo and whether or not this drone is still worth buying at the end of 2026 and into 2027. It has been a while since I've uploaded a video. Life kind of gets in the way. I stopped uploading there for a minute, but this drone was actually the newest release from DJI at the time I kind of stopped making videos. So I still like to talk about it. I still think it's a great drone, but we're really going to talk about today based on drone functions and price points whether or not this drone is still worth buying. We're to compare this DJI Neo directly to the Neo 2, its direct successor, and the DJI Flip, which is kind of another DJI pocket drone model. So we're going to be looking at, like I said, functionality and price point to answer the question of whether or not this drone is still worth buying in 2026 and into 2027. So I got the Neo here with me, and like I said before, we're going to go in and compare this drone to the Neo 2 and the Flip directly based on functionality and price point, and I also have a couple honorable mentions at the end of the video that are non-DJI drones that are worth considering when looking at any drone in this kind of pocket-sized selfie drone class. Okay, so I'm going to start here by comparing the Neo and the Neo 2 based on functionality and capabilities of the drone. The first bullet point here, control options are the exact same. You can use your phone, you can use the RC N1 or N2 if you prefer the joystick feel, or you can also use hand gestures, completely controller free to fly either of these drones. With the Neo, you're going to be able to shoot in 4K at up to 30 frames per second, and on the Neo 2, you're going to be able to shoot in 4K at up to 60 frames per second with slow motion capability with the Neo 2. Now on the Neo, you have a single axis gimbal strongly assisted by electronic image stabilization to produce a stable image, where on the Neo 2 you have a two-axis gimbal, so in the video by nature will be able to be recorded with more stability rather than just heavily relying on the electronic image stabilization after the fact, but the Neo 2 still has that EIS capability. You have zero obstacle avoidance on the Neo, and this is probably the biggest upgrade with the Neo 2 is you have 360-degree obstacle avoidance. So this drone, if you're using it to track you through a hiking trail, for example, is going to be able to avoid trees and whatever may be in the way, whereas the Neo, it's going to follow your path. So if you walk very close to something, it very well may hit that object. So the obstacle avoidance is, I think, the biggest upgrade with the Neo 2. Both of them are going to rely on internal storage to store content, so no SD card capability with either drone, but you have over double the internal storage with the Neo 2. So if you're going on a long trip, or you're going out into somewhere you don't have access to download the data, the Neo 2 is going to have a lot higher capability of storing that content for you to record or capture more content at one time. The flight times are almost identical. The Neo 2 is having a slight edge, roughly 1 minute longer flight time, but it is much faster. So when you consider tracking something, the Neo is going to top out about 18 miles per hour, whereas the Neo 2 can track over 25 miles per hour to keep up with whatever you're tracking. They both have the same 6 quick shot modes, including spotlight and direction track for actually tracking a subject. And I just have a note on the bottom here. The Neo is very loud, and the Neo 2 is, I'm told, quieter. I don't have the Neo 2 yet, so I can't really speak on the noise level, but the Neo I can speak on is very loud, and I'll show a clip here in a second. But essentially, the Neo 2 addressed every single, not quite issue, but every quirk that the Neo had and feature that was not optimized. The Neo 2 directly addressed that. So it is functionally a very large upgrade over the Neo, and here's that clip that I mentioned I would show of just the noise of the Neo. All right, let's do the same comparison here for the Neo versus the Flip. Starting with the first bullet point, controller-wise, we talked about the Neo can be controlled smartphone, RC-N1, or by hand gestures. The Flip is going to need a controller, whether it's your phone or a physical controller. It does respond to some hand gestures in flight, such as holding out your palm and landing in it, but it does not have a controller-free flight mode. The controllers that this drone is compatible with is going to be the basic style, but the newest version, so the N3 or the RC2, which is the newer version of the screen controller. So those are what's going to be compatible with the Flip. The biggest upgrade with the DJI Flip over the Neo is the camera. So again, the Neo, you're going to be able to shoot in 4K at 30 frames per second with a single axis gimbal and your electronic image stabilization. Well, the Flip is going to be able to shoot in 4K at 60 frames, but it has essentially the same stabilization and the same camera sensor as, say, the Mini 4 Pro. So you're going to be able to produce some very cinematic quality footage with this drone. You have a 3-axis gimbal, so very stable image and video capture from the get-go. And you also have a larger camera sensor, same as the Mini 4 Pro. So the footage quality you're going to be able to capture with the Flip is going to be, there's really no way around it. It's going to be far superior than what you can get with the Neo. The Neo has no obstacle avoidance. We already know that, but the Flip has front and downward obstacle avoidance. So not quite the omnidirectional or 360 obstacle avoidance that the Neo 2 has. With the DJI Flip is going to be able to avoid collisions that the Neo cannot. The Flip is going to take a micro SD card, so whatever storage capability meets your needs, you're going to be able to buy an SD card to fit that, whereas the Neo, you're working with your 22 gigabytes of internal storage. The flight time on a single battery for the Flip is close to double what the Neo gets, so 18 minutes with the Neo and 31 minutes with the Flip, and of course those are with good conditions. You're going to get 6 quick shot modes with the Neo. We already talked about those. You're going to get the same quick shot modes with the Flip, plus what they call master shots, which is just more cinematic oriented advanced maneuvers that the drone can do, plus focus track, which is going to include a direction track, which the Neo has, spotlight, which the Neo has, where it stays still but follows you, and you're also going to have an orbital tracking mode where it stays centered on the subject with the Flip. So that's an additional tracking mode that you get with the Flip. The Flip itself is quieter than the Neo, but again, without having flown it myself, I can't speak on how much quieter, but I'm told it's quieter. And then, of course, with both drones, you get audio recording. If you're flying with a smartphone, audio recording that the drone noise itself is cut out. So the biggest difference between the Flip and the Neo is camera capabilities and obstacle avoidance. So from a functionality standpoint, the Flip has a clear advantage over the Neo. All right, let's talk price point between these 3 drones, the Neo 2, and the Flip. And this is where the Neo really has its main advantage because it's going to be the most affordable option. And there's also some interesting nuances to talk about because of the drone import issues that DJI is facing, just based on its political relationship with the United States. So first off, the Neo, you're going to be able to buy just a drone and a battery. So you'd be flying with your smartphone at this point or with your hands. Just the drone and the battery from DJI, $169, and the same price from Amazon. So very, very affordable drone. And I remember when I bought this drone the week it came out, it was like $245. So it's a decent reduction from when it was new 2 years ago, or just released 2 years ago. And then I have a note here for used drones. I'm seeing this drone available on Facebook Marketplace, very lightly used, for well under $150, which would be really a fantastic deal and would get you flying and recording 4K footage for less than $150, assuming you already have a smartphone, which a lot of people already do. So that's really fantastic, and I'll leave a little link here in the video to my other video on evaluating drones on Facebook Marketplace and how to know if you're getting a good deal. So make sure to check that out if you haven't already. As far as price point on the Neo 2, roughly $100 more than the Neo when you're considering third party. But the interesting thing here is that this drone is not currently available directly from DJI, and that is because of the import restrictions that DJI has with the United States currently. So some third-party vendors were able to get some, and that's how you're able to buy them in the US. But availability with the Neo 2 is currently an issue if you want to buy through DJI. It's not an option. And who knows what will happen to the availability of this drone moving forward. So $269 for the Neo 2, and that is available through some third-party vendors. And the price I have there is through Amazon, and that is for the drone and battery only. And then for the DJI Flip, it is sold through DJI, but currently out of stock, listed with the N3 controller for $439, and that is also with the battery. So yes, this drone is approved for sale through DJI in the US, but as is the case with lots and lots of DJI drones right now, if you go on DJI and you look, it'll say out of stock, because it kind of comes in waves. If they're able to bring some over, sell them, and they run out and they got to import more, and it's pretty strict right now with what drones the US can, or the DJI can sell in the US. So availability issues with this drone through DJI is also a very real concept. The Flip is also available through third-party vendors like Amazon. $439 for the Flip with a battery and the RC N3 controller. You jump up $200 to $639 for the same kit, but instead with the new RC2 controller with the screen. So it's a $200 jump for the controller, and then the N3 with the Fly More combo, so that's including 3 batteries, is $700 roughly on Amazon. So this DJI Flip is available through third parties. Okay, and here are my honorable mentions, my non-DJI competitors. And I think this is important to mention because the state of DJI and its relationship with the United States is not very good. So who knows what will happen in the coming months or years with drone availability? Are there limited supply? Can they keep making and bringing more over? I don't know. So it's definitely worth looking at other models that, at least considering them, that are not DJI made. And I don't know a lot about these spec-wise, but just wanted to go over a few comparisons with the Neo. The first one here on the left, the Hover Air X1, another pocket-sized folding drone, really designed to fit in your pocket. It has a larger camera sensor than the Neo and can shoot 8K in slow motion. So it does have camera advantages over the Neo, and the price point is very similar to the Neo 2. So it's slightly more than the Neo, but it seems like you do get more camera capabilities. So that one's worth considering. And then I also have a Potensic drone over here on the right, the Atom 2. It's more of a direct rival to the Mini series. It looks just like a Mini 4K or a Mini SE, if you see that image there in the bottom right. But it's worth mentioning that it could be a good crossover replacement between the Neo and the Mini series, and it's roughly $500, a little less for a Fly More combo equivalent. So it's a very affordable drone, and those are worth mentioning. But without further ado, we need to answer the question of whether or not the Neo is still worth buying as we move closer to 2027. So, is the Neo still worth buying in late 2026 and into 2027? I'm going to go with no, but a very conditional no. And that condition is, what price can you get it at? So my point is, you can find a used one for well under $150 that's in good condition. Maybe your friend's selling one, maybe you find one on Facebook Marketplace, or maybe you're completely new to drones and you want to have something low risk. Then I would say yes, it is worth buying for someone in that situation, because for a very low price point, this thing will get you up in the air, shooting 4K image, recording audio, doing quick shots. This drone will do it for a very low price. But in my opinion, for the value, if you can find a Neo 2 that is available in the US, if you're in the US, for that $260 price point that we mentioned, I would go for that, because the value of the capability in that drone is much higher than the Neo. You get obstacle avoidance, you get better stabilized image, you get more storage, you get longer flight time marginally, you get better speeds. So in my opinion, the extreme value here is in the Neo 2. The Flip is kind of in its own category. It's kind of a different drone, and it's over double the price of the Neo. So I would say your sweet spot here is the Neo 2, and that's the one you should buy. But if you can find a Neo for a very, very good price and good shape, it is not a bad idea to go ahead and buy that drone. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Please leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree with my take or have any other insight. And as always, thanks for watching.